all of a sudden saying, pay the man. You're treating him with no respect, Jerry. Well, how about you, Shannon Sharp? You have treated Dak Prescott with no respect for 4 years. You have told me that he gets Fs for many of the games he plays, that he's a below-average starting quarterback, that he's not the answer in Dallas. And now you're telling me he should get beyond Mahomes money? It's absurd. It's the biggest bunch of baloney I've ever heard spewed on this show.
We don't know what Mahomes is asking for, but Skip, that does not change the fact a $3 million fixer-upper, a 3,000 square foot fixer-upper in Malibu is going to probably cost you $10 million because of location. No matter what you think of Dak as a quarterback, it's position, position, position. He plays the most valuable position in all of pro sports, and he's played it well. I'm not saying he's played it great. There have been occasions in which he's played great. Now he needs to be compensated. He needs to be rewarded for his play. Now, you tell me, Skip, all the time, it's not what Dak has done. The question is, do you believe Dak Prescott can lead you to a Super Bowl? Like you told me, if you believe that's what he is, he should be played. Just like you tell me, if Tua is healthy, he should start. If Dak Prescott can lead you to a Super Bowl anytime within the next 3 to 4 years, pay him $40 million. I'm using your words against you.
So you just referred to Dak Prescott as a fixer-upper in Malibu who would go for maybe $10 million when it's probably like a $3 million house that needs a whole lot of work put into it. And I'll go with your analogy because he is playing in Malibu. He is located in Malibu because he plays for America's team. He is the starting quarterback and face of the franchise for the most popular and is loved and hated team in all of sports. And because of that, he has, to my knowledge, at least 12 national TV commercials, and God knows exactly how much they net him every year, but it would be millions and millions of dollars into his pocket that don't count against the Dallas Cowboys salary cap, and that is gold for Dak Prescott. But you won't allow that into this equation when I've said it from the start. That's part of the deal in Dallas, why you need to take a little bit of a hometown discount to play for America's team so that Jerry and Stephen Jones can surround you with more talent. But not only is he not doing that, Dak Prescott, but he is supremely disappointing me as, dare I say, his biggest fan, because he is already holding out from virtual workouts. He has drawn a line in the sand that he will hold out for whatever comes out of this quarantine period, whether it's some kind of, camp workout or whatever it is, he's not going to be there. There's a new sheriff in town named Mike McCarthy who brought in a little bit of a new offense. They're trying not to change all the terminology, but the starting quarterback needs to be there. Negotiation, holdout or no holdout, or stalemate or no stalemate, you need to be involved. You cannot sacrifice the team for your greed. You cannot sacrifice winning for negotiating. I'm sorry, you can't do it. I'm shocked that Dak Prescott would do this, and so is Jerry Jones, which is why he went and got him an Andy Dalton.
Skip, we see teams sacrifice players all the time. Cam Newton doesn't have a job. Andy Dalton didn't have a job. Jameis Winston didn't have a job. They sacrifice players all the time. But when it comes time, players you need to sacrifice. Why? You never do. You always say what you're doing is in the best interest of the team. It's a business decision. Players are not allowed to be businesses. Only teams and corporations can be business. Well, hell, Dak Prescott says, I'm a business. I'm Dak Inc. Michael Jordan said something last night. He says, Michael Jordan, was the biggest selling point. If I averaged 2 points and 3 rebounds, none of this would have been possible. So y'all make it seem like Gatorade and Hanes and all these companies, I am my biggest selling point. These commercials have nothing to do. If Dak Prescott was throwing for 1,500 yards and they was going 7 and 9, none of this would have been possible. Dak Prescott is the selling point. And Dak, don't you ever think that you're not. It's you. It's what your ability is to do on the field and what you've done. Skip Bayless says you don't get paid on what you've done. You get paid on projections on what you're going to do. If they believe Dak is going to take them to the Super Bowl, win them Super Bowl titles, $40 million. Jerry Jones just said 2 years ago, you have no idea the size of the check I would write. Well, Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott is asking you to write a check for the tune of about 160 or 170 million over 4 years.
Why do you keep saying that? You act like there's no salary cap in Dallas. There's the same cap in Dallas there is in Cincinnati and New England and Tampa Bay and San Francisco and name it. They all have the same amount to spend. So you're saying, how big a check would Jerry write? Well, he can only write X big a check. He can't write a bigger check than the Browns can in Cincinnati, the mom and pop organization that is. They can offer the same kind of money if they want to. They got the same cap space.
Skip, he didn't have no problem giving Amari Cooper $20 million a year, making him the highest paid receiver. He had no problem in making Ty Smith, Zach Martin, and Travis Frederick the highest paid at their position at the time of signing. He had no problem giving Tony Romo 2 contracts. The last one made him the highest paid player. DeMarcus Lawrence, the highest paid. He had no problem, Zeke Elliott, writing those checks. It's now. Dak Prescott said, now is my turn. You want me to take less money. You want me to give you a discount. I wish I might. It's not happening, Skip Bayless.
Take
Jerry Jones,
less money from what? You have no idea what you're talking about here. They are asking, I've been told the agent is overplaying his hand. That's the quote I heard from the inside out. And I believe that because Jerry's MO is he gets these done a year ago. This would have been done a long time ago. He's never faced this. He's never had to use a franchise tag on a quarterback because he always got them done. And all of a sudden, he's got a quarterback who is dug in and is saying, remember, what happened after the social distancing problem where there was an alleged party at Dak's house where he had 30-odd people? Jerry and Steven, especially Steven on his radio show, took a little shot at Dak and said that will not happen again because that was the second time because there had been a picture with him working out with some guys arm in arm in arm after the workout session. And what did Dak do? He fired right back by making a statement against Jerry and Steven. He is dug in. They are going to, quote unquote, war here in ways that no one ever has with Jerry Jones. I believe they're asking for money that if we had the exact figure, even you, Shannon Sharp, would say, well, my God, he's won 1 playoff game. He's 1-2 in the postseason. That's just out of bounds money. That's what's happening right now. That's why Andy Dalton is crucial to this mix because he's going to even the playing field between Jerry and Dak and the agent right now. And maybe they will come to their senses and compromise just a little bit to get this deal done before July 15th.
Oh, and Dak Prescott is sitting back looking at his home. He says, hold on. This is the same Jerry Jones that signed Greg Hardy, that signed Tank Johnson, that signed Randy Gregory, Alden Smith, and now you want to lecture me on my behavior? Miss me with that. Skip Bayless. Now, I'm not going to get into what I heard. I'm not going to get into what I heard or where I may not have heard. But I'm going to put it to you like this. They keep throwing out these numbers, $33, $35 million. How much is fully guaranteed? Tell Jerry and Stephen Jones to say how much is fully guaranteed. Carson Wentz got $63 million fully guaranteed. Russell Wilson got about 69. Aaron Rodgers got upwards of 70. How much is fully guaranteed? Miss me with all these numbers because what they're trying to do is that we're going to make him the highest paid, but they won't give you those fully guaranteed numbers, will they, Skip? Now, I'm not talking about the numbers that if you're on the roster at the next year, at the league year, you get $15 million. I'm not talking about the injury protection guaranteed. Fully guaranteed. I signed my name on the contract. I got 70. I got $80 million coming, like a Matt Ryan deal.
So how about you miss me with all your hypocritical baloney about, are you putting Dak in the same conversation with Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and all those quarterbacks you love? Now all of a sudden Dak's up there. Is that how it works?
No, Skip.
Yeah, you just want dissension in my locker room. That's what you want.
Skip, I don't want that. Skip, that's not what I want. Skip,
Yeah,
you know how this works, Skip. This is how this works.